students, a very hearty welcome. You have taken a bold decision to join Alphonsus School, Tamarasheri. Definitely, your decision to join this prestigious institution will prove right in the years to come. Today, we are beginning the online classes for your class. And students, this is the second innings of your school life. The first innings is over with the completion of your studies in class 10. Being an online class, personal interaction is not possible. But be responsible students. What is responsibility? According to me, responsibility is doing the right thing at the right time. There are rules and regulations, but those are for your well-being. Don't think something is forced on you. And I have a piece of advice. Don't postpone your studies. Be regular in completing your assignments and spending enough time for your self-study. Dear students, you must be highly motivated in your life. Just like a traveler has a destination to reach, you have a target to achieve. Now, you must be really committed, dedicated in your work. Take your work very seriously. On this welcome note, let us begin today's online class. Today, we will learn the poem, A Photograph, written by Shirley Tolson. And we will do so with a PowerPoint presentation. The central idea of the poem. The poet begins this poem by describing a photograph of a mother in her childhood. The photograph was taken when the poet's mother was 12 years old and on a day when she had gone to the beach with her cousins. It has been 12 years since the poet's mother died, and since the poet cannot talk about her death, she chooses instead to celebrate her mother's life, looking at an old photograph of her glory days. Let's read the poem, A Photograph, by Shirley Tolson. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling. Each one holding one of my mother's hands, and she the big girl, some 12 years or so. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. Some 20-30 years later, she will laugh at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter, both wry with the labored ease of loss. Now she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of this circumstance there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences. Let's read and appreciate the poem. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding one of my mother's hands,
and she the big girl some 12 years or so. Now in the first line, the word cardboard stands for the frame that supports and borders the photograph. The photo shows the poet's mother as a 12-year-old girl with two of her cousins, Betty and Dolly. The word cardboard was used in order to depict that the photograph is many years old. Now, paddling means to move a boat by means of paddles. It can also mean to swim with short movements of hands or feet up and down. Thus here we see two girl cousins. They are holding one of the hands of the poet's mother. And the poet's mother is a girl of 12 years or so at that time. We all enjoy holidays, and it is all the more thrilling to be playing on a beach with our friends. In fact, children are extremely happy to play in water. So we see here Betty and Dolly holding the hands of the poet's mother. And where were they? They were on a beach. They were on a holiday. And the two girl cousins went paddling. And the mother of the poet was with them. And they were really enjoying a day out. So here the poet gives us a picture of a girl who is 12 years or so, accompanied by two of her girl cousins who went paddling. Let's continue. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's that was before I was born. In these lines, the poet describes the conditions in which the photograph of her mother and her mother's cousins, Betty and Dolly, was taken. The poet says that her mother's uncle had been the one to take the photograph. He had asked the three girls to pose for him, and so they had. Their hair was obscuring part of their faces, yet one could see that they were smiling into the camera. The picture taken by the uncle presents three smiling faces. The face of the poet's mother is a sweet one. It was of a time before she was born. Students, let's read these lines once again. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. Now, we see here the three girls, poet's mother, her two girl cousins, Betty and Dolly, were on a beach holiday. While there, the picture was taken by the poet's mother's uncle. So, the uncle was the photographer. In fact, we see here that the camera had captured a happy moment from the childhood days of the poet's mother. And it was taken when her mother was at the age of 12 or so. The captured picture serves as a preserved memory both for the mother as well as the poet. Some 20, 30 years later, she would laugh at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly, she would say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. In these lines, the poet stops looking at the photograph and recalls what her mother used to say about the photograph. The poet isn't sure whether it was 20 years after the photo was taken or 30 years after it. But she remembers her mother telling her to look at how the cousins called Betty and Dolly looked at that young age. The poet's mother also asked her to look at how their parents had dressed them up for a visit to the beach. Snapshot means a photo taken quickly. Thus, after a lapse of time, say 20 or 30 years later, the mother laughed at the snapshot. She laughed at what was captured in the photo. The mother looks back at her childhood days with nostalgia and recollects her innocent days. The photo brings in her mind fond memories, and she laughs at the way they were dressed up for the beach holiday. Students, when you look at the photographs taken when you were small, the way you dressed or you were dressed, and the way maybe you posed for the photograph will make you laugh. It will bring you a lot of fun, and sometimes it would bring you a lot of happiness looking at those snaps taken when you were small. And when you look back to your childhood days with nostalgia, just like the poet's mother had when she looked at the snap taken on a beach holiday. And the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. The sea appears to have changed less. It goes on and on without much change. Their feet, the feet of Betty, Dolly, and poet's mother, were washed by the seawater. Transient means temporary, that is transitory. Now, these lines suggest a sharp contrast to the mortal human life. Human life is transitory and temporary, whereas the sea symbolizes permanence, immortality, and eternity. The poet uses the phrase terribly transient feet to highlight the ephemeral nature of human life. Ephemeral means something that lasts for a short period of time. Thus, here we get a picture of the poet's mother and two girl cousins who were on a beach holiday, and while being there, their feet were washed by the sea water. Let's continue. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter. Both wry with the labored ease of loss. The sea holiday was an event of her past. Her means the poet's mother. Her laughter is real and pleasant for the poet. It is a precious memory for him. Both her holiday and her laughter are amusing in an ironic way, as they are linked with her loss, which requires a forced state of freedom from pain. What do we mean by wry with labored ease of loss? Now, here the mother's recollection of her childhood days, and the poet's recollection of her mother's laughing face are mentioned. The mother has fond memories of her past, but there is a sense of loss in recalling those moments, as they make her realize that the good old times of a childhood will never come back. For the poet, the loss refers to the loss of her mother. She has fond memories of her dead mother, but she misses her laughter and her presence that will never return to the poet. Thus, both remember their past, the mother as well as the poet. They remember their past with a laugh that conceals sadness, as none can relive those lost moments. Now, what have we seen here? The sea holiday. For mother, it was something that took place in the past. So that phase is over. Mine, her laughter. Two things are told here. One, the sea holiday was a past experience of the mother. The second thing, my mother's laughter is a past experience for me. So for her mother, the holiday was a past experience. For me, her presence, she is no more alive now. Now, she has been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived. And of this circumstance, there is nothing to say at all. Its silence silences. In these lines, the poet says that her mother has been dead for the past 12 years, that is, the same number of years that was the age of her mother in the photo she had been looking at. This circumstance refers to the present situation of the poet, wherein the poet is absorbed in the painful memory of her dead mother, looking at the photo and thinking of her mother's laughter. The poet also realizes that it has been the same number of years since her mother died as her mother's age in the photograph. The poet is able to think of her mother's death, but she has no words with which to explain how that death has affected her. The fact that death has silenced her mother and also left her speechless. We read that death delivers a stunning blow to the living being and silences him forever. The silence of death silences everyone. The three stanzas of the poem depict three different phases of life or stages of life. The first stanza refers to the childhood days of the poet's mother when she was 12 years old or so. The stanza depicts a photo of her mother when she went for a beach holiday with her cousins and uncle who was the photographer. The second stanza refers to the poet's childhood days when her mother had become an adult. It depicts her mother recalling her childhood days while looking at the old photograph of hers. In the last stanza, the poet's adult life is described in which her mother is not with her anymore. She has been dead for almost 12 years. The stanza depicts the poets looking at the same photograph and recollecting her mother's laughter. The loss of her mother puts her in utter grief. She has no words to describe the terrible pain of her mother's death. Let us sum up now. The predominant mood of the poem is one of nostalgia. Nostalgia is, of course, something that all readers can connect to. All readers have moments at which they can just get lost in memories of the past. These moments occur when we are experiencing some anxiety about the future or when we have lost a loved one. Thus, it's easy to sympathize with the poet's emotions in this poem. Now let's answer a few questions. What does the word cardboard denote in the poem? It denotes the photograph pasted on a hard, thick paper. It denotes the photograph pasted on a hard, thick paper. The second question, what has not changed over the years? Does this suggest something to you? The sea has not changed over the years. Its waves are so fresh, shining and tireless as they were years ago. The changelessness of sea reminds us the changes in human face with advancing age. The third question, What does this circumstance refer to? This circumstance refers to the death of the poet's mother. Question 4. What are the three phases depicted in the poem? The three phases are: first, the childhood, the girlhood of the poet's mother, and the second, mother's middle age or the childhood of the poet, and the third one is period after mother's life, which I have put as the adulthood of the poet.